Hey guys, welcome back to Tamarak's Treehouse. Got the next table set up. We had a session the other night, which followed up from the last video that I posted. If you really like these terrain setups, please feel free to like and subscribe. I've got new content coming out every time I do a table build. But here they come down the mountain from the Spark and start heading off into the next village. But what they didn't expect was that the climb down was going to be treacherous, and they were going to have to do some skill checks. So avoiding boulders, avoiding tripping and falling, not getting lost, all those kinds of things. They came across an area where there was a rickety old bridge that I thought was going to be really awesome. It was going to have some skill checks challenges coming across that thing. But we didn't really get that far because I also sprung on them a Goblin Ambush. As they approached the bridge, they did some perception checks and were able to discover that there were some traps laid out in front of them. So they mostly avoided those. And then I had the goblins spring their ambush, and a couple goblins came out and started to run across the bridge. They were flinging, we have some spellcasters, and we've got a couple archers that posted out, and they started shooting some arrows. But what the party also didn't perceive or realize was that they were actually surrounded. Hidden within the terrain were goblins of all shapes and sizes, hiding within trees and within rocky outcroppings. The goblins charged forth all the different places that goblins were hidden. They sprung their traps, charged in, shot arrows all over the place, climbed up the mountainside, and then the encounter ensued. I had goblins hidden everywhere. It was great. I was really worried about the party, the players actually messing around with the terrain, because they got to touch everything, right? And find all my hidden goblins. And luckily, out of my 6 players, only one messed around enough. He found the one in the tree, which I thought was great. I had to smack his hand. He was like, "Oh, guys." And I said, "That's metagaming. Don't do that." And he stopped. So the rest of the party was still surprised when the goblins came out. So there was a goblin encounter. Lots of arrows were flying. Spells were flying. Really tried to throw in an awesome epic lightning bolt, but that got counterspelled. And then, of course, after the goblins were all slain, but the few running across the bridge, my sorcerer, my Mouseling sorcerer, who got an epic solo encounter at the beginning of the session, kind of dream sequency, to give him an expanded spell list, which I thought was really cool. He's being tormented between pulling the magic from the weave and it being tainted by shadow magic as well. So he's struggling to keep the balance of the weave and the shadow weave together, which is causing his wild magic surging chaos that he's experiencing. So I gave him this neat little Dwarven Forge reliquaries stand for the encounter. And he decided to blast these goblins with fireball. So the bridge naturally got destroyed and fell. And when it fell, we ended the session with a giant roar of unison type roars as this dire troll pretty much lost the roof to his house. So the next encounter will be the party facing off against the dire troll. So not sure if I actually have to rebuild the table, because the next encounter is pretty much taking place right here where they face the troll. And then there's some other objects that they can encounter and venture into, so I can build onto. We've got a cave that the goblins had come out of. What lurks in there? Not sure yet. We'll figure that out before next session. And then I also put this dwarven camp over on the side here with a bunch of slain dwarves, tree falling on them, etc., that they might want to investigate. I was planning on having that be the dire troll encounter, but when the bridge broke, it just seemed appropriate that the dire troll lost the roof to his home. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the tabletop build and gives a little spark of inspiration. We'll try something a little different here and see if we can put the lights back on normal so you can see what the build looks like without the lighting effects. It's a little easier to see. Ultimately, everything was either made out of, what do we got? We got Dwarven Forge, we've got Monster Fight Club 3D printed pieces that I 3D printed. We got some WizKids items, the traps and stuff. these little bases here, they're Limax, you know, the Christmas Village type stuff. I think this is the Halloween Village. I got them years ago at Michael's on sale. And then, of course, we're using all different pieces from Dwarven Forge to round out the build. And the Pegasus, I think it's Pegasus Games, the River set. Got a couple of those. This mountain in the background is also a Limax set that I got on sale like a few years back. I think that's the Christmas Village or the Winter Village. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Again, if you like, subscribe, like the video. That really helps keep me going. And I appreciate all of you. Until next time, thanks.